Hi, my name is Adamedia3, and today we dive in the widely universe of lost and interesting media. Stay tuned. Richard Bear, Bud Yorkin, Bernie Orenstein, and Saul Turteltaub developed the 1979 ABC sitcom 13 Queens Boulevard. What's Happening? It focused mostly on Stephen Winters, Jerry Van Dyke, and Felicia, Eileen Brennan, two occupants of an apartment building in Queens, New York. Mildred Capestro, Helen Page Kemp, Annie, Susan Elliott, Jill, Louise Williams, and Elaine Dowling, Marsha Rodd, Felicia's best friend and recent divorcee, were among the other inhabitants. In the time slot that Taxi typically occupied, the show had its premiere on March 20th. Before it was cancelled, it broadcast 4 more episodes in opposition to The Ropers. 3 more were burnt off over the summer, but one episode, The Lift, remains unaired. The opening titles, which feature the first frame of an unidentified episode at the very end, were uploaded to YouTube by Gilmore Box in 2012. Subsequently, the Museum of Classic Chicago Television posted a 2016 recording of a portion of the debut, broadcast from the Chicago area, which included the first few commercials, the first 5 minutes or more of Act 1, and a longer version of the credits used for the first few episodes, suggesting that the shorter credits were used for the last 5 and would have been on all 9 if the show was ever re-ran in syndication. Subsequently, in 2018, Mitchell's Archive made 4 complete episodes, For Better or Worse, Reunion, Playing Around, and Italian Holiday, available for viewing. Daft Punk were just 2 French guys making music before they became the robotic combo who revolutionized electronic music. Other than the fact that it was recorded in 1994, the year their first EP, The New Wave, was released, and before their first full album, Homework, not much is known about the song itself. It wasn't released until the Soma Records 20 Years CD set. A new Muppet show called The Muppets Present, although some sources said it was called The All-New Muppet Show, was in production and scheduled to premiere on Fox sometime in 2001, according to an article titled Licensing Roundup. An international release in 2002 was suggested in a press release issued by the Muppets to commemorate the Muppet Show's anniversary. Although a different press release disputes the idea that it is a remake of the original The Muppet Show, it does seem to have a similar concept to Muppets Tonight, which had failed and did not feature many more well-known Muppet characters. The press release said that it would feature new Muppet characters alongside older ones. Some people think that The Muppets Presents cancellation was partially caused by the previous show's failure. The Muppets Present, in one form or another, was never finished, and soon other revival projects were being considered, like the Muppets 2007 presentation pilot that was eventually reworked into The Muppets. NBC debuted ALF, a new sitcom, in the fall of 1986. The Tanner family, who originated from the recently exploded planet Melmac, is at the centre of the story when they discover an alien crash landing in their garage. To prevent the US government from removing him for experimentation, they choose to give him the name ALF and maintain his presence under wraps. After peaking at number 28 in the ratings, the program went on to become one of the biggest successes of the season. Prior to that, a version of the pilot that never aired was created, complete with early title sequence graphics and scenes, such as the final shot where Alf exclaims, "Be there!" that were cut from the final cut. This version was never broadcast on television, but it was eventually made available on the controversial 2004 DVD release of Season 1 from Lionsgate, which included syndicated cuts of every episode. JBVO was a spin-off of Johnny Bravo that ran for 1 season from April 2nd, 2000 to May 21st, 2001 on Sundays. It was a segment of programming that Johnny hosted. In addition to occasionally having special guests from Cartoon Network like Chicken of Cow and Chicken, Johnny would also take recommendations from viewers about what cartoons to show. Any cartoon from Cartoon Network's library could be requested through write-ins to the show or the website. half-hour shows were not allowed. Apparently, there was an episode where a caller requested an episode of Dragon Ball Z and it was fast-forwarded through, with Johnny only providing expositional commentary, for which he later apologized. It was another attempt by Cartoon Network at a hosted cartoon series, similar to The Moxie Show, and it was almost a live cartoon character. It also, ironically, debuted soon after The Moxie Show concluded, the day after the show's episodes ceased to be rerun. It was also arguably a failure, airing just one season of episode is over, the course of a year before being cancelled, much like The Moxie Show. Furthermore, there hasn't been much in the way of resurfacing, nothing has been broadcast since. It's also possible that the episodes didn't air for long enough for most people to record because they might have only aired on their original premiere, possibly because they would have had their own air date stated and were legitimately call-in, based like real talk shows. Additionally, only a small portion of the full episode, aside from a few segments and promos, is available online, despite the fact that we do have one online, minus the cartoons. In case you're interested, the show's website is located here. Similarly, Viva Las Bravo was a spin-off of the spin-off itself. It ran as a summer programming block on some Cartoon Network European versions in 2005 and 2006. In addition to continuously appearing during commercial breaks to either crack jokes or respond to amusing emails and phone calls, Johnny announced 3 cartoons each day that would be up for vote via email or cartoonnetworkhq.net. The winning cartoons would then be shown for 2 hours the following day. The only remnant of this block that has surfaced is an unfinished promo. One of the most well-known bands to emerge from the pop-punk alt-pop-rock explosion of the mid-2000s is Fall Out Boy, an Illinois-based pop-rock group. To add to these accomplishments, they have about 6 or 7 unreleased songs of varying degrees of rarity. The majority come from the sessions of their earlier albums, such as the 2005 breakthrough album From Under the Cork Tree and the obscure 2003 EP Fall Out Boy's Evening Out with Your Girlfriend. In late 2010, someone uploaded a question to Yahoo Answers. In his query, the asker asked how to locate a list of unheard songs. He listed the songs Life on a String, Cannibal, and Big Reward, all of which were identified as outtakes from the 2007 album Infinity on High. Even though some responders suggested that they had heard and downloaded the songs, the question is still open. Considering the account hasn't been used since 2011, getting in touch with the asker is probably impossible. Another question regarding the existence of these elusive tracks was raised in the Warrior Cats Forum's off-topic section in June 2014. About 12 days after it was created, the thread was removed because there were no further leads, which returned the songs to mystery.